Hey guys. For today's episode, Sebastien and I got a hot tip that Burger was going out of business. And last week, they did file for bankruptcy and shut down. They will, however, be reopening with the same name under new management in the coming weeks. It is unclear at this point whether or not the quality of the burgers will be affected. Thank you. And now, on to the show.
Welcome to Ghetto and Janko Wednesdays at Lunch, Burger Edition. Today we went to Burger.
Yep.
I got a hot tip this weekend that Burger was going to be going out of business. By the time you hear this, they have filed for bankruptcy. If they haven't, my hot tip was not so hot, and it was just a tip.
And we'll probably have to edit this whole bit out.
Well, we'll see. So Burger Burger Bar, downtown Montreal on Drummond Street. A relatively high-end burger joint, frequented by some former Montreal Canadians, PK Subban and Lars Eller, were frequent customers. And, it's a pretty high-end, nice burger joint. Matthew, what were your initial impressions when I told you that we were going to go to Burger this week?
You told me at first it was going to shut down, so I figured I would like to go do it before it shuts down.
Exactly.
Going to do it after would be a waste of time. So I was kind of excited. I always thought they were a little on the pricey side.
But not that bad, really.
But when I walked in, because just as we were walking in, I heard someone walk by on the street, look up at Burger and be like, I don't want a $50 burger, and then keep walking. And I looked at you, and I said, maybe this whole shutting down thing is just a ruse, and they just want us to get, a really
desperate for
burger.
business.
But then I looked at the prices, and I was like, okay, that guy doesn't know what he's talking about.
There are some more expensive burgers.
Oh, there are, yeah.
They, in fact, had the $100 burger on the menu, which really gave me pause, because we've long spoke about a $100 burger, having a $100 burger, and finding out what really, it was the personal value. If it would taste like a $100 burger. I thought, is this the day that I will spend $100 on a burger, and will it live up to my expectations? Will I alone keep this business afloat?
That's all they need from you.
That's all they need, that one $100 burger. And so I took a picture of this on the menu, so I'll describe it to you. It's 2 Kobe beef patties, bacon, grilled pineapple, foie gras, brie cheese, asparagus, grana padano, don't know what the hell that is, pulled pork, a portobello cap, honey truffle aioli, that sounds real nice, and truffle carpaccio, plus sweet potato fries, regular fries, French fried onions, arugula, and semi-dried cherry tomatoes. So, part of that is the sides. There are French fries and stuff. This stuff isn't on the burger. There isn't French fries and stuff on the burger. But my first impression is that for this $100 burger, it's not necessarily $100 of quality. Although, 2 Kobe beef patties sounds very good. But now we're putting a portobello cap on there. We've got asparagus, all these other things. It feels like it would be too big and unmanageable of a burger to eat. Maybe there's $100 of stuff in here, but I don't think I'd get $100 of enjoyment. So I decided against it.
Well, I didn't know you were ever considering it. That's I think I may have had to have a little intervention with you.
Well, I looked at it, and I looked at what was on there, and I decided, no, I don't think so. Not today, Burger. Not ever.
Apparently
evidently.
Not.
Yeah.
Unless... the thing with a $100 burger, when you offer a burger at such a high cost with such lavish ingredients,
It better be lavish.
Yeah, I'm thinking the only way that I might order that is with the incentive. If you can finish the whole thing, you get it for free.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Because most of the time you probably can't finish it all. They've done market research. People can't eat that much before they vomit.
Well, I mean, we saw that challenge burger months ago now at Jukebox Burgers. That part of the challenge, on top of just having a monster burger, was eating 4 bowls of macaroni and 4 bowls of poutine just to like stop you from possibly finishing it.
Yeah.
And enjoying anything in your life again for the next few days.
That's true. And so this didn't have the whole contest competition part of it. So yeah, I definitely don't. And there's a lot in there that just sicken me.
Doesn't
First of all,
sound good to you. I mean, pineapple sounds good to me.
Okay,
Portobello mushroom sounds good to me.
No.
Asparagus on a burger? Maybe, maybe not. Foie gras, I'm down. And a couple of the other things like the truffle, I'm into it. But it sounds like all this stuff is no. Truffles aren't more mushrooms.
Aren't truffles just fungus?
Let's not get into what truffles are, Matthew. They're like a root. But let's not get into that.
Okay, well, you need a pig to find them, and if you need a pig to find them, I don't want them.
Well, I mean, the pig's finding them. Then we're cutting the pig up, putting bacon on the burger too.
You're using the same pig that found those truffles?
Well, eventually he stopped smelling so well, and you put him out to pasture. You put him on your burger.
Yeah, all right. There's okay, and the last thing, those...
I guess not putting him out to pasture, just sending him to slaughter. That's not the same thing.
Yeah.
Putting him out to pasture is like, you go eat grass for the rest of your days.
Yeah, that's a nice way to go.
Yeah.
Maybe that's,
Sending to slaughter doesn't seem... Or, well, I don't know how truffle pigs are. If they're as rare and like... are they like racehorses where then now you're like, oh, well, you're a truffle pig. Well, you're a stud. We'll breed you with other truffle pigs so that we get the best truffle pig.
Yeah, but the moment you start finding mushrooms or dirt or something like that, and you're picking up just trash, you're just being a regular pig. That's when you get put out to slaughter.
Yeah, that's it. So, what kind of burger did you get today at M-Burger? We looked at the menu for a while. All the menu items were kind of confusing.
Oh yeah,
in their names. Like there was the standard burgers, and then they had like a higher end burgers that really had titles. But most of the more normal burgers, and even then there were quite a few options. There were like maybe 8 or 10 normal quote unquote burger options that were called like the PZ and the MJ and the BB. Like what are these initials stand for? I have no clue.
Yeah, one of them was TLC, and I was like,
yeah, that makes sense. Okay, I'll get behind that. But most of them were just 2 letters that didn't seem to make any sense to me.
No, and we didn't ask, and we never found out.
And we never will.
Yeah. No real loss.
I mean, there's the loss of another burger place. Matthew, I kind of want to talk about this.
Oh, well, I just meant no real loss in like I don't need to know what those names mean.
That's true. No. I still feel like there's something I'd like to address.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's the state of the burger in Montreal. I feel like maybe a couple of years ago there was a burger bubble and it has burst. There were places like Cheeseburger, iBurger, Buns, now M-Burger. We lost Moe's. There are all kinds of burger joints that have been dropping like flies, quite honestly. And I don't know why. Is it that these restaurants underestimated Montreal's desire for burgers, and it's not quite what it is? Is it a problem with these businesses in their model as well? Could it be the locations of these places? I mean, iBurger I thought was very confusing. I heard that they opened, they shut down, they reopened, and they didn't last long any time. iBurger was really weird. They had like a big, I believe they used Microsoft Surface technology tables. And so your table was your menu, and you had like a big touch screen to order directly from your table. It was all very high tech. Seems a little confusing. The only time I ever tried to go there, their hours said that they were open for another hour. But when I walked in, they were like, no. The kitchen staff is gone. No. All right, okay, sorry.
They just walked out?
Yeah, well, I mean, someone came from the back and was like, wide eyes, like, no, we don't come here. We can't do it. And it was weird. They looked like a Mac store, an Apple store on the inside. Everything was white and shiny. It was weird. Never got to try their burgers because the one time I went, they shooed me away. And they weren't open very long. Cheeseburger. Name enticed me. They were closed before I ever got to eat there.
You never got to eat a cheeseburger?
No. Did you?
Oh, yeah.
What was it like?
It was like a 50s diner, but really expensive.
Was it good, though?
Not great. Not
Okay.
great. No real loss, I guess, for that.
The other end of the spectrum, Buns. It was a pretty standard burger at a pretty reasonable price, like $5. But it was good.
I always heard great things about Buns.
Now, Hamburger, a well-regarded place from my understanding, maybe a higher-end diner type of burger bar sort of situation. They don't only serve burgers. There were a lot of other options.
Yeah.
But can the market not sustain these burger places? Maybe it's just the fact that a part of me thinks that these high-end burger places can't be sustained because people don't think high-end when they think of burger. However, look at Buns. They were very affordable. They were the other end of the spectrum, and they lasted maybe 2 years. They expanded quickly, and then all of them shut down. I don't know if it was poor business practices or a lack of demand. Meanwhile, there are more A&Ws opening. Delalo's has a bunch of locations around town. Lafleur, Belle Province has a whole bunch of locations. McDonald's, Burger King, they're always opening up more. I don't understand how there is a demand for a certain kind of fast food burger and a different kind can't seem to sustain itself. I'm concerned about the state of the burger in Montreal. As a burger fan, obviously, where we do a burger podcast on a weekly basis, I'm concerned that maybe the Montreal burger bubble has burst.
Now, this is interesting. Do you feel there's anything that can be done to repair this bubble, to repair this breach?
I don't know.
Because even, you're talking about these one-off places, all these places that have shut down, but
Except Buns. Buns was a bit of a chain.
That was a little bit of a chain, and we're also talking, we got Dick Ann's.
Sure.
To bring them up again.
That's true. They're dropping like flies, too. They're struggling.
And they had a prime location in the city. Much like Hamburger. Hamburger, I don't think you can get a better location.
Pretty much not. No, iBurger for that matter, too. They were right in the heart of downtown. Cheeseburger, not far from there either.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, are they dependent on tourism? I mean, they're a little hidden away. They're not on like St. Catherine or de Maisonneuve. They're just off of those streets. Those are still pretty fantastic locations. I mean, I work in a restaurant that's on an off street in downtown Montreal, and they're pretty consistently busy year upon year. But I guess that comes with a reputation or what have you.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess but then you got to stay. There's different reasons for different failures. I mean, some of them just aren't open long enough to establish that reputation. Mm-hmm. Other ones may just be the location, and other ones, I think, sometimes they just want to, like for Dick Ann's. I don't know the inner workings of Dick Ann's, and I'm not going to claim to. But sometimes you just need to pull back. You fly too close to the sun, and you got to pull back and just put all of your focus on a few locations instead of spreading out.
I feel like that may have been Buns' fatal flaw, that they did fly too close to the sun and expanded too quickly, and it all collapsed.
Yeah, and one that you left out, one of the ones that I loved, the Zeller's Diner.
Oh, that's true. I forgot all about that one.
They went the way of Zeller's.
I feel like that's not a failure of the Zeller's Diner so much as Zeller's.
They could have stuck around.
I mean, nationally, that company went out of business.
Well, they could have opened up as just the diner,
a standalone Zeller's Diner,
so good,
just to keep that Zeller's nostalgia alive. Go on that little Zeddy Bear ride.
Ah, yeah, Zeddy.
I really like those Zeller's Diners, but I don't think I ever ate a meal that wasn't breakfast there.
Man, you missed out on their milkshakes because they made some mean milkshakes.
I might have had a milkshake. Just because it's breakfast doesn't mean I'm not going to have a milkshake. I have a milkshake problem, Matthew.
I do.
Well documented.
There are some milkshakes that never made it into the documents, I'm sure.
I could go for a milkshake right now, Matthew.
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty hot in here.
We all could. Milkshake's not really going to help you. It'll make you real thirsty.
Yeah, but it's hot. It would cool me down.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, it pretty regularly here in the summertime in the Cadeau and Janko Wednesdays at Lunch Burger Edition podcast studios. It gets pretty hot here in the summer. It's just a small little room, and I feel like some of the sound absorbing technologies we're using are also keeping the heat in.
The towels.